Let me tell you something that took me a long time to understand about trading. Your job isn't to make money. Your job is to stay in the game long enough to actually see results. Because if you can stay in the game long enough, you get more opportunities to make money. But if you blow your account, it doesn't matter how good your strategy is. It doesn't matter how many winning trades you had before that. It doesn't matter how confident you are. You are done. And that is why I believe risk management is everything when it comes to trading. Not your indicators, not your entry, not your prediction of where the market is going. Risk management is everything. Because here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't want to hear. You're going to be wrong more times than you actually right. The market doesn't care about your analysis. It doesn't care about your conviction, and definitely doesn't care how badly you want a trade to work. You can have the perfect setup and still lose. That's trading. So the question isn't how do I make every trade a winner? The question is how do I make sure one losing trade doesn't destroy me? That is where risk management comes in. Let's say you have $10,000. If you risk 1%, that is $100, right? You lose, you're okay. It sucks, but you're still in the game. You get another setup, maybe you lose again, you're still in the game. You lose 3 or 4 trades in a row, you are uncomfortable, but you're still capable of taking the next high quality opportunity. Now, compare that with someone taking 20% or 30% of their account on every trade because they are convinced they are about to hit a big one. One bad trade can completely change their psychology. And once your psychology changes, your trading also changes. You start revenge trading, you start moving your stop, you increase your position size, you take trades you normally wouldn't take. And suddenly, one losing trade becomes 4 or 5 losing trades. That's how accounts get destroyed. Not necessarily because the strategy was terrible, because the risk was too big. And this is something I really want you to understand. Position size is not a flex. Taking a huge position doesn't make you a better trader. It just means you are exposing yourself to more consequences if you're wrong. A professional trader isn't trying to prove how much you can make on one trade. They are thinking about the next 100 trades. That's the mindset shift. Stop thinking, how much can I make today? Start thinking, how do I make sure I can still trade 6 months from now? Because trading is a probability game. You don't need to win every trade. You need to survive the losing trades long enough for your edge to play out. And there's another reason risk management matters so much. It protects your psychology. When you risk an amount of money you're comfortable with losing, you can actually follow your plan. You can take the loss and still follow the plan. You can walk away without revenge trading or trading emotionally. You don't need to desperately make the money back. But when you risk money you can't afford to lose, every tick starts feeling personal. You start watching the trade instead of managing the trade. You start hoping. And hoping is not a strategy. So before you even think about entering a trade, you should already know, where am I wrong? Where is my stop? How much am I risking? And if this trade loses, am I completely okay with taking the loss? If you don't know those answers before entering a trade, you're not managing risk, you're gambling. And here's probably the biggest lesson. You don't control the market, you control your risk. You can't control whether the next trade is going to be a win or a loss. You can't control the news. You can't control volatility. You can't control what another trader does. But you can control how much you're willing to lose. That is the only thing as traders we have control. You can control how much you're willing to lose on one single trade. That's your responsibility. And once you understand that, trading becomes a completely different game. You're no longer trying to predict the future with certainty. You are managing uncertainty. That's what trading really is. And if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Protect your capital, because capital gives you opportunities. You can take the next setup, you can learn, you can improve, you can compound. But if you lose everything chasing one trade, there's no next trade. So don't obsess over finding the perfect entry. First of all, manage your account, manage your risk, because that is what is going to keep you in the game to take the next trade. Don't obsess over being right. Don't obsess over making a huge amount of money on one position. Obsess over staying alive, because in trading, survival comes first, consistency comes second, and profits comes after that. That's why risk management isn't one part of trading. Risk management is the foundation everything else sits on. And if your risk is under control, you give yourself something incredibly valuable. Another chance, and sometimes another chance is all you need.